Hello, patrons. This is my tutorial on how to make comics in Clip Studio Paint. I'm going to take you through the process and let you guys know. So I'm using Clip Studio Paint EX version. I think it's the first version, not version 2. I didn't upgrade yet. But if you guys support me enough, I'll have enough funds to move forward and upgrade to version 2. But let's get into it, guys. So first I will share my screen. Okay. So before you start anything, what you want to do is create thumbnail sketches. Thumbnail sketches that are rotate. How do I rotate this image? Here we go. Okay. So these are my thumbnail sketches. They were done traditionally and pencil. So this is page 1. I wrote down what is gonna happen in each thumbnail, what the writing is. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 panels numbered here. And I just went through it, page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, and then page 5 and page 6. It's easier to do small thumbnails on traditional paper with like a pen or a pencil, whatever. I recommend a pen because you can't erase, you don't think too much about it. You just get the initial gestures and everything down. So I just got everything down on paper first, and then I went into Clip Studio Paint. I had this paper in my hand next to me while I was drawing. So in order to create your file in Clip Studio Paint. Now, like I said, this is Clip Studio Paint EX. This is not the Pro version. So I'm going to show you guys how I do it. I go to New, and up here at the top, you'll see illustration, comic, printing of fanzine, and showing all comic settings. I went to this printing of fanzine because it's more than one page at a time. So I file name, comic tutorial. And here is the size of the page. You can choose what size page you wanted to use. I think I used B4, the bleed and all that. And then you can, frequency. I don't change any of this other stuff. Basic expression of color. I want it in full color, not black and white. Vending order, yes. Number of pages. Let's say we wanted to do 5 pages instead of 7. Right binding, color, story name. Let's call it December. And then you just hit OK. Setting for vending is executed. Oh, I see. So what I did wrong there was I created an uneven number of pages. So let's do 6 pages. That should fix the problem. Number 8 or higher. 8 pages then. Okay, for whatever reason, you had to do 8 pages or higher. 2, 4, 6, 8. This is the, okay, right. So this is the cover and the back cover for your fanzine. This is page 1, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5, page 6. Okay. So how are we gonna create our comic? I'm gonna go through it pretty fast, but here we go to frame border, and on frame border, you create a rectangle frame. You can create a polyline where you choose your own line, or you can choose a curving line to create something more intricate, something out of the ordinary. but I'll do rectangle border. That's what I usually do. And you just bring this here. And you create another one. And another one. One more. Now, if you notice, I'm eyeballing all this. But if you wanted to, you could create a grid. And do something that is precise. And then you can go to view and remove the grid, and there you have it. Now here's what I'll explain. When you click the first layer, this shows you everything. Here is your first frame at the top. Whenever you click within the first frame folder, it's going to mask out everything else. So go to layer 2, and then you can draw in layer 2. Let's choose black. You can draw in layer 2. I'm using a mouse right now. That's why it looks like this. And then frame 2, frame 3, frame 4. And you just treat it as if you were drawing in Clip Studio Paint. Yep. So there it is. And then the next page, and also you want to make sure that once you're done drawing in these panels, you save. And then when you go to the next page, you can do the same thing over. View grid. One, hold on. And you create another panel here. Next panel. And so on. Yep. So you have all your panels, get rid of the grid. If you click here, you can see everything. Click the layer within, oh, sorry. Layer within frame 1. Now you're within frame 1. You can draw within it. And then frame 2. Frame 4. Frame 5. Okay. So basically that's all you need to do for this. And just remember to save everything. I'm not going to save this time. Just leave it. Do not save. All right. So here is my comic. No, this is not my comic. Recent. Okay. So here's my comic. So let's open up page 1 and take a look. Okay. So frame 1, here's how I started. Okay, so first I started with a thumbnail. I mean, a sketch. First, I sketched in my background. Sketching my background, lower the opacity to 53%. Then I sketched in the people. Then I went and inked everything, removed the sketch, and then I added color. And you'll see I did the same thing for each different frame. Let's turn this on. Turn off the color. Okay, so first I sketched my background. Then I added my people. Then I went and inked everything. Then I added a background color. I think I added a background color to every single frame. Yeah. So there's a background color in frame 3, frame 4 has a background color. Frame 5 has a background color. So basically I sketched, then inked, and then added a background color. So basically the background color is my color key for the whole scene. The whole scene takes place in a train station and inside the train. So just to show that we're always in the same place, basically underground in the subway, I just added the color key. And it helped unify the piece while as I was going. And then what did I do next? I added ink and then I added color. So I'll go to frame 2 and turn on the color layer. Frame 3, turn on the color layer. Frame 4, turn on the color layer. This color layer. Yes. And frame 5, turn on the colors. So these are the colors, and this is page 1. Page 2 has a different color key. I'll show you the color key for page 2. Let's just okay. So turn off the colors, and here's the color key. Just like I did before, basically there was a sketch. There's a sketch, and then I put on the inks, got rid of the sketch, then I put down my base color, then I did the coloring. Yep. So when I did all of this, I didn't finish each panel and then go along. For the entire comic, I went through the sketching of the entire thing, then the inking of the entire thing, then the this I didn't finish. The last page I didn't finish, but basically I went through the sketch, the ink, and then the color key, and then I went over it and painted everything in color. And that's the step that I'm pretty much up to with most of it. So let's turn on. I think you should understand by now. And I'll explain why I chose to do it this way and not any other way. So this is the second panel. Second panel, let's take off the color and look at this sketch. The sketch, and then after the sketch, there was the ink. After the inking, the color key. After the color key, I added my colors. So frame 3, sketch, sketch, followed by ink, followed by color key, followed by colors. Frame number 4, sketch, sketch. Let's increase the percentage so you can see the sketch. The sketch, followed by ink, followed by color key, followed by colors. Sketch, followed by ink, followed by color key, followed by colors. And frame number 6 also has sketch, sketch, followed by ink, followed by color key, followed by colors. Okay. All right. So we'll stop right there with this whole process, just to let you know, this is the process that I followed. The reason I chose this process is that I've seen a lot of people online who want to do comics, and it's like they're paralyzed with this fear of, oh, I need to character design for 3 years and come up with the perfect characters. I need to storyboard and write for, no. The first thing I did was write a story. I used a book that taught about the process of writing a story. So I finished my story. It's around 60 pages. This is not part of the main story, but some of the characters from the story are in it. And I decided to start with this just as something of a jumping off point and something to show my patrons before the year is over. So basically, I wrote the story, waited a little bit of time. I don't know why I waited. I edited the story. And then a year later, I decided, let me make the comic. So I worked on the comic, and this is pretty much like, I would say like 2 weeks of work. The sketching and the inking, the sketching took the most time because I had to gather reference and try to get everything together. The inking took about 2 days. The first day was grueling. I wasn't used to it, but the second day I just banged it out and I finished it out. And then basically I did the steps that I explained to you, and then it's done. All that's left is the text. There's no text on this, and there's a reason I did it that way, just so that I could get it out of the way and get it done with. And I think the text would be the easiest part. But if you notice, I made a mistake when I was drawing. These panels are pretty tight, right? So it leaves little room to add text. Luckily, this is just like establishing material to establish that, hey, we're on the train, right? So there's no actual text. There's nothing needed to be put there. This is also establishing material, but this is where the action starts. So I need room for text. And her face fills up the whole page here. So it's like, where am I going to put my text, right? That's the issue I'm having. So I have to be able to plan a little bit better. This panel has more space on the left. This has some on the top. This has some space here and here and here. So I'm good on these panels, but the other ones I think I didn't really plan very well. Like here, I can put some panels down here, and there's space on the left over here, and there's some space in between here. So those are the things you learn by doing. Yeah, there's no better way than to make a comic than to actually just do it. You may not know as much as the next person as far as making panels or positioning text or even drawing, but everybody has a voice, everybody has a message. and you can all work on something and create something. And this is the final page. And there's plenty of space on the right here for text and stuff. So yeah. So to all my patrons, I thank you for this. Is there anything else I wanted to say? Okay, so in Clip Studio Paint, this is a file titled .cmc, and it allows you to have everything together, right? And you save them individually. When you open page 1, you save it. Page 2, you save it. Page 3, you save it. 4, and so on. I think you can do file, save as. So it says a copy of the canvas will be saved because the page is under page management. So I'm going to click OK, and then I'm going to save a copy of the canvas as a JPEG 1, and we'll see how it turns out. So, and then it's rendering image, it's saved, so open. There we go. So it saved it as a JPEG, and this is page 1 right here. So it's been saved, just as we expected it to be. So I thank God for that, because I wasn't sure how it would work out. I think it could be bigger, but this is the size we chose, so it should work out. So we have everything ready, and we're ready to publish our comic if that's what you wish to do. And another thing is this: if you want to publish your comic on something like Webtoon, that's a format where everything has to scroll down, right? Like if you've ever read a Webtoon online, webtoon.com, their format is the page is like this, and as you scroll, you get more information. If that's the case, I would still make my comic like this, but I would take a new page. Let's get a new page. New page, custom, let's say B5 also. Okay. I would take my new page and I would marquee, rectangle, there, Control C for copy, and then Control V for paste. So you just resize it and put it on the page. Okay. And then the next part, you would copy, Control V. Because the format of that is scrolling down, you can put the next panel right here, and you just keep going down the line. I guess I could put these two together. The reason my page color is gray is because it just helps with the colors. Mid-tone gray helps you see whether your color is too dark or too light. So I just use that as the background color. All right, and one more panel here. Okay. Let's do this. So for Webtoon, it would be something like this. So that you could get the get the comic. And of course, you'd have more space in between the panels, but everything would go straight down. And then if you needed more room, you can change canvas size. I think it's this way. So if the height was 4,000, okay. And so on and so forth, so that you'd be able to just keep scrolling down and keep adding more panels below. So that's pretty much it. That's how I created my comic. And I hope, well, I don't know if I'll publish it. It's pretty personal, but you guys can let me know in the comments what you think, if you'd like to see the text, and maybe I could just publish it on Patreon. I don't know. I hope you guys had a good time watching this, and now you understand the process of making comics. I thank you for supporting me. It's the holidays, guys. Try to stay cheerful. I know it's hard. I've been going through something myself, but you know what? God is good, and we're all gonna try to see 2024 together. So I hope you guys have a wonderful and productive rest of the year. And by the grace of God, I'll see you in 2024. Have a good time. Bye-bye.